I just did it, dude. Oh my gosh, I didn't get it on video because, I can't go up and down. I didn't hear him crash though, but I know I center punched him. Oh my gosh. Dude, I just shot a buck that I've had on camera up in here before. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the thing is I got this buck on camera multiple times last week. I just checked the camera last night. I had him like about 250 yards from here, and I figured, he's bedding back in here somewhere. Thank you, God. And I slipped in the back. The wind's blowing through the bedding area. Slipped in from the back, and I just shot a freaking toad. The carrot died. Probably 19, 20 inches wide. Freaking, I think he's a 9 or a 10.1 of the two. But I can't believe it. I didn't get it on video because I'm literally putting the finishing touches up in my setup, and oh my gosh, I'm literally putting my finishing touches up in the tree, and I literally I can't believe it, dude. I just can't. I seriously can't believe it. And I literally couldn't, I don't have I can't talk. That's how happy I am right now. I literally was about to screw that on, and I hear something step behind me. I look back, and there's a nice 8-point that I had on camera in here before, and then I see this, and I have this buck on camera, and they're just like 50 yards behind me. I'm like, no way, is this gonna work out? Well, the nice 8, he works his way out to that pine tree right out there. So he worked his way out to that pine tree, and I can't stop shaking. I'm so excited. He works out to that pine tree. I'm thinking that big boy, he's gonna go right out to that pine tree too. What's he do? He comes right down this trail right here. Broadside, 18 yards maybe, if that. I put it through there, and I swear I center punched him, but I never heard him crash. Woo. Baby, is that fun? I can't believe it. Thursdays, man, Thursdays, I can't believe it. Alright guys, I'm gonna get off here, call my buddy, and call my dad. Alright guys, so this is the buck I ended up killing. I just, it's a few months later. I didn't really explain, I didn't feel like I explained enough on, the whole situation with this buck and why I hunted the spot I hunted and all that stuff. So we're just gonna jump right into it. This is a 10-point that I killed this year, and that's all I gotta say really. But I wanted to talk about why I hunted the spot. So I had pictures of this buck about 250 yards away from where I actually killed this deer. Just like maybe I think it was like October 15th, October 17th, and October 20th, something like that. And I knew that there was a spot that this buck had to be daylighting in this bedding area, because the bedding area it's kind of big, but it's not huge. So I just, felt like there had to have been somewhere he was daylighting, because the problem was whenever I was getting him on camera, it was coming through there at 1, 2, 3 in the morning, and it's just like, you can't kill him then, So I had to figure out where he was daylighted at. So pretty much I just thought, and I popped, and I'm thinking, me and my buddy Devin postseason scouted last year in that spot, and we found a real nice scrape on this tram road that cuts through the middle of the mountain laurel where these deer are bedding. And it comes right out to a big opening where it's like an open timber with some some oaks and some browse in this open timber. So I felt like, well, maybe these deer aren't all just going straight out the front door. They're using a back door to go into like some browse, some acorns, and then they're gonna go towards the main food source in the evening. So, or in the nighttime. So that went through my mind, and I went with it. And essentially, I went to that scrape that night. The wind was blowing right down the edge. So, like, say this is the bedding, or say this is the bedding area. This is the edge of the bedding area. The wind was blowing like this, and the scrape was right on the corner of that. So I went on the downwind side of that scrape and hunted the scrape. So I go in there. I probably had about a half-mile walk in from where I parked, and I get up in there, and as I'm going in, I don't think I recorded anything. I don't know if I have pictures of the rubs or not, but I'll have to look back. But as I'm going into there, I'm finding all these rubs and in this open timber, and I'm kind of getting excited. I'm like, okay, maybe this is where these bucks are daylighting at, you know? Maybe they're coming out in here right before dark. So I get up into the scrape, and I'm deciding on which tree. I find the tree I want to set up in. I start climbing up in. I get all situated except for one thing. That one thing is I didn't put my camera on my camera arm yet, because before I know it, I look behind me. And reminder, I was running late today, this day. And I look behind me, and sure enough, there's this 8-point. Now this 8-point, I seen with this buck. I had pictures of him. I had pictures of them together. I don't know if I have them pictures or not, but I'll have to look back on that too. As soon as I seen the 8-point, I'm thinking, oh crap, you know, I'm not prepared. I'm not ready yet. My bow's not even in the tree. And this buck's at 50, 60 yards. So I'm like, okay, forget about the camera. You just need to get the bow up in so these deer don't spook. Because I didn't know this one was near me yet. So I start pulling the bow up, and as soon as I get it about a quarter of the way up, this buck steps out. Because I was paying attention to the deer at that point, just in case they'd see me or something. I could just stop pulling up. So as soon as this buck steps out, I'm like, okay, well that's the one I want to kill, you know. So I keep pulling, and I wasn't paying attention. I was watching the bucks, and all of a sudden, one of my arrows in my quiver hooked onto a tree, or not a tree, but a branch, one of the limbs. It gets pulled out of the quiver, and it falls and hits the ground. And at this point, this buck is looking right at the tree that I want, like right underneath my tree, looking for my arrow, whatever made the noise. Luckily, it was a pretty breezy night, and it didn't spook him. So I get everything up in. This buck ends up snort wheezing at the other buck, and the other buck takes off and runs about 60 yards in the opposite direction. I'm thinking, this buck's gonna chase, you know, that buck, and I'm not gonna get a shot at any of these deer. Well, I get the bow up in, I take my pull rope off, and I knock an arrow, put my release on, take my quiver off because I don't shoot my quiver on, it messes me up. And at this point, this buck's is starting to head down the trail that I have a shot to. He's heading right towards the scrape. Now, reminder, the scrape, the way I set up in the tree was the scrape's to my right. The trail this buck's on is to my right. My strong side for the saddle is my left side. I don't know if you guys ever hunted out of a saddle, but my strong side would be to everything on the left. Now, I don't know why I didn't set up to where I'd be shooting. My strong side to the left would be the scrape and the main trails going to the scrape, but I didn't that night. So what I did was I turned around in the tree, put my back against the tree, so now my strong side is to the left side of me. Now my strong side is where the scrape and the trails are. So at this point, the buck's at like 50 to 40 yards, and he's just walking right down the trail. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I probably have this deer beat. So I draw back. He's at 20 yards whenever I drew back, but he was quartering to me, so I opted out of shooting him. I waited till he got to the broadside at 15 yards, and I put it on him and shot, and I watched the arrow go in maybe an inch and a half behind his shoulder. And at that moment, I knew he was dead, you know. And he ran off. And pretty much the rest is history. You guys seen my excitement and everything, and yeah, but super awesome hunt. I mean, I killed the deer at 5:15 in the evening. Just, you know, couldn't ask for a better hunt, and just a blast, really. So really proud of this deer. I put a lot of thinking into it on, you know, how to kill him, and, you know, a lot of scouting too. I mean, the scouting, I found that's great. Postseason scouting last year. Just a lot of things went into it to actually kill this deer. And super, super excited about it. And it's my second biggest buck I've ever shot. So, and it's the first, or it's, you know, we're just going to keep ticking these off because I'm addicted to it. And I'm just, you know, this is my third Pennsylvania mountain buck, public land, and, you know, just gotta keep doing that. So I'm excited about it, and I'm looking forward to making some scouting videos this spring, some shed hunting videos this spring, and just a bunch of stuff like that, because, you know, that's what I'm really trying to focus in on, and that's what I'm trying to get really good at. So that's pretty much the goal, and hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. So, also, if you guys, I'm gonna put the recovery right at the end of this video right here. So this isn't it, but this is the it for like me right now. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and look out for some more hunting videos coming out, because I got a lot more coming. So peace out. Bye. Hold this.
He was dead right after you shot him.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Another 10. 3 years in a row.
3 years in a row I killed 10. He's almost 11. Let's go.
Kid's nuts.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah.
This kid's nuts.
Let's go. Shot. Look at that.
Okay.
That's of course. That's why I didn't.
Reported to you.
Yeah, it must have been. Because it was. I'm telling you, my Archery.
That arrow not break off.
Right?
I even asked, pull it out.
Yeah, that sucker should pull right out.
Let me get a picture of it real quick.
I even asked him.
Okay, he might not be as big as last year's, but he's still a nice buck. I ain't complaining, bud.
You're gonna mount him.
I don't know.
Alright, let's get moving.
Here, I've always wanted to get this shot or this picture.
Yeah, he's not as big as last year's, but
No.
still a brute nonetheless.
Yeah.
His body's like the same size as the one I shot last night. How'd that not fall out?
And that Luminox not even working.
Maybe it shut off after it crashed.
Maybe it just hit into the bone or something and clicked it
We
back
were
in.
literally getting close to backing out too.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking about it, I was like, man, I don't know. But like I hate to back out.
Right.
especially
You got
when-
one lung on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And liver.